another year, but this year, possibly since your first year, the biggest level of seniors coming back. I was there taking that senior picture. Expectations high because the amount of people and starters you have coming back?
Sure. I mean, at Covington High, with the tradition we have, obviously, we always have high expectations, and nobody has higher expectations than we do of ourselves. But, obviously, we have a senior-laden group this year, a group with a lot of experience, a lot of returning starters, not only returning starters from last year, but a lot of 3-year, going to be 3-year starters and even a 4-year starter. So we certainly have, a lot of experience. We certainly feel like we're capable of being very good, but what you have on paper means nothing, especially in this district and with the caliber of teams and coaches that we go against in a 10-game season. All that's out the window. You have to, we have to perform at the level that we're capable of, if we want to reach the expectations that we set.
You have something that a lot of coaches would love to have: a quarterback with 2+ years of experience on a varsity level. What is the next step for Josh to take that next step and have y'all successful and have y'all have a better season? What's the next step for him to take?
Well, I think throughout these last 2 years or year and a half that he's been starting, it's been a process, and he learns a little bit every week. And he's just like every other high school kid, he's had his ups and downs, and has battled through adversity and has had some great moments and successes. So I think with him is mainly, and what we started finding at the end of last year was the comfort that he was getting and able to be more consistent with him, because he's got all the tools that you need to be a great quarterback, not only in high school, but at the next level. He has that, but he's just, been needing to find that consistency, and that's where that experience comes in. So for him, I think it's just building on what he was able to accomplish at the end of last year. And I think, he's done really well so far. Everything's so much easier. Our communication between one another is just so much easier because he understands what I'm saying. I understand, what he's saying. Any input that he gives, I know exactly what he's talking about now too. We've just come at ease with each other now.
Before we talk about Devon in the backfield, at wide receiver, I mean, besides Keijon Baptiste and Milton Clark, who else is expected to step up? Because you've got those two veterans, and they can lead the way for you guys.
Well, yeah, and we have Mason Salona has actually started since his sophomore year as well at that slot. So we're expecting great things from not only Milton and Keijon, but Mason as well. And then we have a newcomer that's just come in, Elgin Bell, has come out from the basketball team and had a real good offseason. So we're excited about his potential and the possibility, and what he brings to our offense as well. I think he could be a great complement for Keijon. He's long, he's rangy, he's got great athleticism and great speed. So, him and Keijon on the outsides, we hope can create some mismatches.
Seems like it was just yesterday I was in here and we were talking, and you said, "Hey, I got this freshman running back, Devon Brumfield. He's going to be a good one." Fast forward 3 years. He's going to go down, at least statistically wise, as arguably the greatest player in Covington High School history. What's left to say about him?
I honestly, almost, and I say this and I refuse to take him for granted, but you almost take for granted what he's able to accomplish week in and week out. I think in the offseason, just out of curiosity, I looked, and he has rushed for 100 yards in 25 out of his 32 career games, which is just ridiculous. And we watch him on film, and it gets to the point where instead of saying, wow, it becomes, oh, there goes Devon again. That's just what he does. And, we've been really spoiled and blessed to have him, in the program. I mean, he's numbers-wise and all that, but, he's just such a great kid. He's such a good leader. He's a kid that carries himself off the field, on the field, the way you would want somebody to carry themselves. And he's, it's very rare that you find a kid with that amount of talent, that, much hype on him, to be so grounded. I mean, the kid hasn't missed a day in 4 years. He's reliable. He doesn't miss a game. He plays hurt. He's just, he's so unselfish, and, again, such a blessing to have on our team.
biggest key for you, Covington High football, since you've gotten a job, it seems like it's if they're healthy up front on the offensive line and can stick with that starting 5 to 7 group of kids, then they're going to be good. It's when the kids go down that's when the bad things start happening.
Yeah, we've been a little snake bit the last couple of years with injuries up front. But at the same time, I think every team goes through that. Unfortunately, we all have to go through that. So it's certainly not an excuse. I think last year the tough part of it is we had a couple returning seniors, and those happened to be the guys that got hurt. We had some really good young guys that had to get thrown in the fire, so to speak, early. And so not only were we battling the injuries, but the inexperience was the main issue last year. And those guys have and they improved greatly throughout the year. And have continued to work hard and improve this offseason. So I think that might be, offensively with, like I said, I think we have 5 or 6 skill guys that have started for 3 years. I think the thing I'm most excited about this year with the offense is the guys up front.
Talk about those guys up front. Who can we expect to see there in your rotation?
So Will Warner started at left tackle last year. Will is 6'5", 320 pounds. I mean, he is a monster in there, and he's somebody too that is continuing to develop confidence in himself and his ability. Our other tackle on the other side is Nick Cotton. Nick is 6'6". He is up to 280. Last year he played at about 230, so he's put on about 50 pounds, and I mean really. That Monday after we lost to Hawnville, he's been working out and training since that Monday after Hawnville, away from here. He's done his workouts here, and then he does afternoon stuff. He's put in the time, and it's really paid off for him. And I'm excited about what he'll be able to accomplish this year. Luke Appy stepped in about week 5 last year and played center for us. Luke weighs about 280. He's about 6'1", 280. Big guy, real smart kid. He's a 4.0 student. That type of kid that you want, up there with the ball in his hand, and the guy that's, guiding the other guys along as far as the mental aspect of the game. So we're excited about him. Our newcomer at the right guard is Michael Kazzaruni. Michael was our best lineman on JV last year. He played spottingly on varsity. He played last year at about 220. Right now he's about 255. So he's put on some muscle and put on some bulk, got some bulk on him. So we think that'll pay off for him. And then, arguably our most consistent and best guy may be our left guard, Kyle Fauntleroy. Kyle is athletic. He's strong. I mean, the kid's a 340 bench kid. He squatted 575 yesterday. I mean, he is a beast, as in the weight room, and a kid who plays with a high motor. He was a D lineman, so when he came in, so he's got a defensive mentality. He plays angry on that offensive line, so he's a guy that we're certainly counting on as well. So again, four of those 5 guys started last year, so we're excited to see them as a group, and they did real. I was really pleased with what they were able to do in the spring game against a good Destrehan team. Without your starting running back and quarterback, and we were able to rush for about 200 yards that game and throw it around a good little bit. So I'm excited about where we're at right now offensively.